Welcome back to Januscraft episode, what was this, 5 or whatever? As you can see, we've been up to some things mostly unsuccessfully. And you know what? That's fine. Sometimes in life, it just don't work out. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't stop trying. And behind me is my attempt to lazy get copper. And I didn't realize that I guess I must have missed some update or something, because it seems that reinforcements, or at least they do work, but not enough to like stock a farm. And I don't know if something changed since 1.2. What was it? What are we in? 120.4, whatever version this is. But we try to do an end farm, and it was just like not happening. And Co was being very supportive, and I was losing my mind. And so instead, I decided, why don't I just do this? The whole point is they go over there, they fall, and then by the time they get down here where I can auto click them, if I was to auto click them, they would, be nade as drowned, not as zombies. And the nice thing about this is, even though I'm all the way over here, I'm still turning on zombie spawner, and I realized that when these fellas turn into drowned, they no longer take up the cap for the spawner. So even though the spawner usually stops if they're like zombies in like a certain radius, it doesn't happen if they're drowned. Now the problem is with these little fellas, baby zombies do take up the cap. They do not turn into drowned with this setup, and that is just unfortunate. Um, and we can't auto nene them because, well, we won't get copper. You have to hit them, or you have to have a wolf hit them for them to get copper. We did add one thing. Now, if you ever had one of these farms, very basic setup, as you can see. Apologies for it being dark. But right there is a fence post, and what happens is baby zombies get stuck there. For whatever rhyme or reason, they just get stuck there. They'll add up every once in a while, and it becomes a problem. But with a magma block there, they'll just quietly just kind of disappear. No more children. Now, I had a theory. What takes, well, obviously, mining by hand, different amount of effort, different type of effort, right? And that's fine. That's fine. To each their own. But I was like, what's more efficient? An hour here, or even not even an hour, like a day, say a full day, 8 hours of auto clicking here. And I'm just going to kind of extrapolate. I'm going to do 30 minutes. I'm going to put a timer on. I'm going to sit here and hit it as efficiently as possible. And I'll just do the math for like 8 hours. But I still need actually copper. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, I think the magic number is, so the magic number is Y47 to 48. And what I figured is I'll just mine Y47 and 48 completely in like a sphere around a haste beacon and see what that gets me. And I'll do that for, I don't know, however long it takes for me to do the sphere. But yeah, so this is just kind of like a luck neat. So for context, I have the design all built. I have it in my creative world. I schematiced it, but we need copper. We need like 1,200 blocks of cut copper, cut chiseled copper, whatever it's called. The one, the pretty one, the pretty one. And that's a lot of copper. And if this farm, honestly, so we were kind of messing around about an hour, I would say, and I got like 2 cut copper. When you nerf a farm so much, it's like completely useless. Like, why? And it's not even a good XP farm. No time like the present. I'll see you in about 30 minutes. So, it's been 30 minutes. I feel like I've lost 3 years of my sanity. I don't know. It's something about still being persistent with a farm that you've already kind of given up on. And I don't know. Just like. Anyways, it wasn't that bad actually. I got 59 copper. And I also healed up like all my stuff except for that, which has affinity. And of course my elytra from flying back here. But I mean, it's not horrible, but like I think we can get more just from mining. Like, am I wrong? Am I wrong to have this opinion? I don't know. I really don't know. But anywho, so what I'm kind of curious about is we have to get to that Y level, right? So, oh, actually, before I go mining, let's fix our inventory. Our inventory is, it's something. It's something. So I'm kind of at a standstill. I more or less took the same amount of time and got the same amount of copper, but it took a lot more work. It was way more tedious. And I'm kind of like, what do I do? Because, I mean, like, for context, unless my math's wrong, which could be, I'm not very good at math. It would take like 100 hours to like either mine it or to use the zombie farm. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to look back at my blueprint and kind of swap out where I have to use the copper a little bit more sparingly. I think I overused it. That's the first thing. We do have a prismarine farm, so we can switch it out for prismarine. Very similar. And I think in a lot of places where I put it on my build, we could definitely swap them one for one. And that farm, it just pumps out a lot better. I mean, we'll still use some copper, but we'll use the copper in the areas where you see it, if that makes sense. We won't just like willingly just use copper just everywhere as like a show off. And because we have some copper, so for example, let's get this smelting and empty these out. Do we have, okay, you see the problem is I already used some copper and I already have a project that requires copper that I haven't finished. Let's see, look, 9. Oh, that's just horrible. So it's the same. It's so expensive. What? So 48. We only have like only 1,000 more to go. Oh, this is now, as much as I want to like show off the build, clearly we have to do a little bit of a redesign with our resources in mind. Okay, it's been a bit in real time since my copper tantrum, and some things have passed, and I think Co has left a present. I recently celebrated my birthday, so I was gonna off the content grind for a little bit, as you know, one tends to do. And I asked Co, I was like, oh, Co, should I record this? And they're like, nah, it's up to you. And I was like, how? Not an answer. I also took the time, I don't know if you saw this in my hand, I put my schematic over my base so we can kind of start working on that slowly and chip away at that. It's a mini game. Interesting. Hey, look. Okay, here it is. Hey, look, I decided to be a bit too silly and got you a gift, but on the way here, it all fell around your base. Not mistaken, it was 31 cakes, and since I only noticed they were around your base, they should still be there. Get the keys and eat them. Good luck. Ah. So, okay. Full admittance, I had to go to the roof to place my schematic because, it kind of goes over. I built the test. I made a schematic of this place, copied that in my test world, built my test base over that, got a schematic of that, so all lines up. Oh, that's a mouthful. Anywho, I went up to the roof and I was like, why are there cakes here? And I messaged Co. You can see it from the chat, being like, whoops. Here, let me change my status there. Unfortunately for Co, I have full hunger, so we're gonna have to keep this as a present. We'll keep it. Thank you, Co. Okay. Hotkeys are just all over the place. We have too many things. Mini HUD, replay mod, Lightmatica. It's just, I'm too much of a boomer for all this. But on other things, so my base build, which we start building soon. I think we're gonna probably have, so it's modular. You could say it's modular. There's gonna be 2 towers, 1 tower there, and then 1 tower over here-ish, in the center here, and then kind of like the oil rig kind of kind of like those oil rig towers where they kind of, I think it's for like the extra natural gas. They burn it up there. I think that's the point. Um, I think they're also sometimes cranes. They do a lot. There's a lot of purposes. I obviously play Minecraft. I am not an oil rig worker. Anywho, each one of the modules that goes on the rig is going to have kind of a platform stilts supports, you could say. And I wanted to make those out of dark prismarine. The problem with dark prismarine is it takes some ink It takes dark ink. So we already had, where are they? A couple. I guess not as much as I thought. We already had a little bit. And how nice they were, got the rest of the ink for me. And that's very appreciative. I appreciate that. Thank you, Co. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am very bloated from my birthday meal. My sibling often jokes, they're like, your fridge is either just like empty or barely has food in it. And I was like, yeah, I know. What am I going to do with all this stuff now? Because I have like leftovers from the party, and it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't know what, I would assume maybe this one. I don't really have a present one, but I feel like that should go in its own. I mainly logged on because I am optimistic. I'm optimistic. It's actually funny. There's probably more copper on the roof of this area than it is like, you know, where I mined. Yeah, let's see the shopping district. Did we make money? So there's another shop in the shopping district. I won't spoil it for in case that. Our worker bee for the sea lantern shop is away from keyboard, so to speak. Okay. We have made no sales. Absolutely no sales. Well, it just is what it is. It just is what it is sometimes. I like my build. That's all that matters. This video is all over the place. So some time is skipped, and I just wanted to kind of like make a point about how much realizing that COD can trade. So for example, I've been trading some COD for some emeralds, and this is, so obviously villagers will max out per day, but this is more or less what they gave me before they maxed out. And it only took one and like a little over half shulkers to do that. And I mean, obviously you can see it. We got a few levels out of the whole process, which is not too bad. Kind of nice, kind of nice. But it is kind of interesting. Sometimes the villagers, see, sometimes they just keep going. Sometimes they don't. I'm not sure if there's like a plugin we have, but I'm just enjoying it's actually bad when they give me a deal, because I'm like, I need to get rid of this fish. My shulkers stink. I've had to use some of my construction shulkers. Now you might ask yourself, look, absolutely no one needs this many shulkers. And you know what? You're correct. Absolutely no one needs it. But I was like, I kind of had, so we're in a pickle. We're in a pickle. So the design that we have, we're just too broke for it, if I'm being perfectly honest. We don't have enough of everything. So I think what we're going to do in a bit is we are going to do a time lapse. I'm going to finally give in. I'm going to give you a time lapse. It's been a whole week of no videos. I feel bad. I've guilted myself into doing it. So you get a time lapse because Luck has been busy with work. my punishment for being occupied. But I always like to do a little bit of a silly haha. And the silly haha I came up with was, I kind of want to have a shulker fully maxed out picks. I think it would be funny. Maybe like the top 2 rows silk and then the bottom row is fortune. And it's not just funny. I was doing my basalt farming over there, which is just like I just put a weight on my mouse. I could do an auto clicker. It's the same thing. I'm just too lazy to set up the auto clicker if I'm being honest. And when I discovered, I was only gone for like 25 minutes. I was doing some dishes early morning, too early for work. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'll do some dishes. Come back 25 minutes later, my pick is literally red. And I'm like, this is a problem. And I don't know really how to like fix that. I guess like that's the max. I guess you could put XP bottles. I have to do like an XP bottle dispenser or something if I want it to go longer. I mean, I got a full double chest of basalt and I only needed 8 stacks. So, like for some things, we're doing good on the resources. And here, I'll give you a little tease. I'll show you the resources, like what it says, and you can judge me. So you can ignore the stone because that's just our platform. But like, look at the rest of this. Look at this. This is just, these numbers are crazy. Like the copper is what's been giving me the biggest anxiety. We barely have enough prismarine. We have the basalt. That's fine. The problem is because obviously this much copper is just too much. It's too much. I can't figure out how to get that much copper for the life of me. So I'm gonna opt out and sub out regular prismarine blocks where I can. But the problem with that is you still need a ton of blocks, and it takes a while. I haven't really figured out how, so obviously I can set an auto clicker on the Guardian farm. That's not a problem. It's XP. There's too much XP. We don't have an XP like larger orb mod. So the problem is I'll like kill the server with a gajillion XP orbs, and that is not good. So we're in our responsible arc. I know, shock. So we're not going to do that. Where's bookshelves? I think Co has cheaper trades for everything. So we're going to go over to Co. We're going to get the books, some mending stuff. Actually, I was going to just fly there, but I think we'll just take the portal. Little spoilers there for a very nice build done by Sasha. Let's see if I can get to this bed and not show spoilers. Oh, we're going to have to do a lot of strategic cutting on this area. Oh, so many spoilers, so many spoilers. So we got our mending books. That's not a problem. The problem is going to be getting the picks. Now we could we have 2 options. We have 2 options while I stand at Co's base. We could either use 81 diamonds, which I do have. That's not a problem. Or we could use emerald. Now the reason I'm using emerald so much is I kind of want to try to not waste too many blocks with the Guardian farm, with just kind of abusing it. I have pretty much used for everything except for the heads and ironically the shards. The sparkly bits that you make the sea lanterns out of. I have a full double chest of sea lanterns. Honestly, at this point, if someone wants sea lanterns, they get in them for free. They're getting them for free. I don't want them. Like 100% don't want them. Like, put the books in the place I never check when I need books. And then I think we're going to actually, let's look in our wallet. Actually, what's funny, I did not check. We have a lot of emeralds. We have a lot of diamonds. Of course we do. Okay, so luck being, so I did one of these is named, but like this should be full in my opinion. Let's see, how many emeralds was that? Uh, enough to get started. And then is there any? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's buy some picks and then get started on our Delulu. Because, like, while we're there getting more fish to trade for more emeralds to get more picks, we can be getting levels to roll for the right enchants. In my experience, that's the other problem. In my experience, to get full picks, it usually takes 2 when you're rolling for them. So we don't actually need 27 picks. We need a full double chest of diamond picks, essentially, which would mean we would need like 3 stacks of diamonds. Oh, I also forgot to share. We expanded our wheat fields. So our wheat fields over here. So obviously I wanted you've probably seen them on the map, and I've probably flew past them like a dozen times. But I kind of wanted to make this whole area just kind of patchy farmland. Eventually, everything that's green will be farm vegetables. I think in here I'm gonna swap these out for like sweet berries or something. It is kind of funny how it's like, why did I do that? So it's funny. It's like this was actually like 3 stacks wheat seeds, so it's still big, but like it's not, in the grand scheme of things. I would like my area to be more like a real fully functional thing, and it's hard because it's just like you just sometimes just don't have time for stuff, and that's fine. Our real motives for coming over here is we needed to kill time because those villagers need time to reset, firstly, and because they only have so many trades per day. We raided our zombie farm, a failed attempt at copper. We have about a shulker box of rotten flesh, which will only give us like, geez, what would it give us? Barely 16 emeralds, probably. Okay, you know what's funny? I was just like about to go to the nether and get magma blocks for a different project that's completely unrelated. I'm so procrastinating on this. Okay, we're gonna do the first layer, kind of, more or less. And yeah, so we'll do a quick little time lapse of the attempt at the thing. I hope you like it. We're gonna do it in layers, right? So like, don't hate the methodology or whatever that would be the word for that. Like it's a process. It's a process, okay? It's a process. We also don't have a lot of the main blocks, so like we'll just build with the blocks we have and kind of get a vibe. So this place kind of looks like it's just a work in progress. Maybe we'll put some scaffolding around because that kind of makes it look like more of a construction site. Okay, let's get started. Won't be like that time lapse. Before we go look at the thing, I did a little shopping in our shopping district. Oh, I think I missed a flower. I don't like the sniffer that much, but I like the flowers. And of course, we used our first couple diamonds that we ever have gotten in our shop, in our rocket shop. Actually, we got 2 diamonds and we bought a stack of torch flowers, which I kind of used to break up the potato fields. I think it looks very nice. And also got some slime because there's, I think, a slime chunk in the thing. But we also would like to point out, so recently had my birthday, and the nice person that they were, made little presents, and they put cakes all around, and some of these cakes have sugar boxes underneath, like this one. And I've been good. I've mostly been eating the cake. I'm not just breaking it and getting the sugar underneath. But this time, I'm a little curious. I don't know what's in the shulker. It's going to be for you could enjoy this reveal at the same time. Let's break the cake and see what's there. No. This this is a great present, but that's the most unhinged present I don't think I've ever gotten in Minecraft. That's crazy. So you'll see, but the, so much. I don't even know what to do. We kind of I'm speechless. Thank you, Co. Don't forget to like and subscribe Co on YouTubes and stuff. I'm sure I've linked them before, or subscribe to them on Twitch. They actually stream, unlike this Luck Goodfellow here. Well, let's just transition over to the walkity walk. Yeah. Oh, go. So as you can see, I did a couple things from the time lapse. I actually kind of freehanded a little bit. I'm not sure how. Whoops. I'm not sure really how I'm feeling. So obviously the design I had for the interior. So it's going to be kind of like what's it called? Trestled tower going up. I think that's the word. I'm not sure. I think so. It's like scaffolding kind of. But like the permanent scaffolding, and then inside is going to be the prismarine tower, and that kind of just adds kind of like, when you're looking at it, a different kind of like something that makes the iron pop. And then obviously the inside, I haven't really figured out how to do a staircase, because I don't want to block these. I like these windows, but I also kind of think it'd be cool to be able to get up to the top. So we haven't really figured out what to do with that. But full. Oh, hello. Just some pieces just missing. And that kind of adds on to the other thing. I've never used Lightmatica before. I've never used like schematics and how they work, and it's just very disorienting for me. As you can see, there's just like holes in the ground. And I just like, it's hard to tell what's been placed and what needs to be placed and all that stuff. Not to mention all this copper needs to get aged, which is its own issue, and then waxed. But yeah, it's a process. I'm at that point where I'm like, I kind of want to slowly get used to it. And also, I didn't really terraform this top platform that much on my schematic. I focused more on the vertical stuff, and I think I want to do a little bit more with the stone slab. I mean, the stone slab's great, but it's a little boring. It's a rough transition between basalt to then just stone to all this blue prismarine nonsense. So we're going to work on that. And this is my other side project. We have all of our mending books, and these are done. They're obviously in different orders because I rolled for them. But these are the silk picks. We have about 8 of them, and then we have about 7 fortunes so far, and they're fully enchanted. And then for raw materials, we have some basic rolls here, nothing good, and then we kind of just have blanks here. And if my math's correct, we only need 4 more to be able to do them. And I did not die. This actually sucked up all those levels. It is rolling, so it is kind of just more a little bit random. And I also have to get more lapis. I ran out of lapis. But we're just going to buy lapis with the emeralds we have. And yeah, I hope you liked this episode. I have to, it's like when you get out of making videos and you get back in, it's like this whole process. It's this whole process. But anywho, thanks for staying till the end, and I hope you have an amazing week, weekend, day, whenever you're watching this. I don't know. And, tell me what you think. Is this too much prismarine? Am I committing crimes of Minecraft right now by using so much prismarine? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.